Be good here in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, nailed it. All right, close that. How's everybody doing? Let me get my playback open. Make sure we sound all right. Hell yeah. Loud as fuck. All right, perfect. All right, we got that open. Wait for a few people to come in. It's been a pretty busy news week. News couple days. Days of news. I guess that's what you'd probably say. There've been 6 teams. 6 teams have a new coach need. Doesn't feel like a lot of teams fired anybody. Felt like a lot of retention happened this season. A little bit surprised by that, but I guess next year will be a big year of firing. You maybe think to like Indy, Arizona if they don't really improve. Maybe Miami, the Giants, Mike McCarthy. Maybe a bad coach hire this offseason. You guys want to know a hot take I have? And I don't know if I want to share it because it feels like a certain group of people aren't going to be very understanding of this take. I think Aaron Glenn is going to be a better head coach than Ben Johnson. And that's not that I think that Ben Johnson's going to be a bad head coach. Hey, what's up? What's up, man? It's a nice name. You joined 27 seconds ago, eh? Yeah, gonna see you later. What's up, Donnie? I think Ben will be a good coach. However, no, you're late. You're not late. I just started. It's just, it seems like he's got an easy gig. You know what I mean? Like, you've got Jared Goff, a very capable, accurate quarterback. That makes your job very easy as a coordinator. One of the best offensive lines in football, elite sets of tackles, a great guard, a great center. You know what I mean? It's like great sets of receivers, a cracked set of running backs. Like, how hard is it to offensive coordinate when you have all of that? You know what I mean? And then what happens when Ben Johnson goes to a place that doesn't necessarily have all of those things? Like, is he the kind of guy that can build an offensive line, get running backs, get wide receivers? Potentially, yeah. I mean, a lot of coordinators are able to do that, right? But, I mean, we can look at Mike McDaniel in Miami. Like, they didn't build the greatest offensive line. They put together a pretty good set of teams and players, but it's will Ben Johnson have that same like magnetism that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have to building a team, right? Like Brad Holmes, it was an expert scouter, right? Like he was literally a very, very talented scout for the Rams, and that, you know, I think he and Wolf will draft some good talent. I think so. Ben Johnson got there the year after they went 0-16. No, Ben Johnson came to Detroit. I think in the first year Dan Campbell did. Maybe he was there with Patricia, but I'm pretty sure he came with Dan Campbell. And there's another interesting part that I believe that Ben Johnson is the offensive coordinator, but the Lions do use a pass game coordinator. A very little known part, but that does also kind of indicate that Ben Johnson is quite comfortable with delegating parts of, like, you know, play calling, which is something you probably want your head coach to be comfortable with. Yeah, he's helped build it 100%. I just don't know if he does the player selection. I don't know how involved he is in that role. I'm sure he is. I'm sure his input is very valued. The Lions are a great franchise. They know what they're doing. They're building things correctly in Detroit. But again, I just wonder if Aaron Glenn, who is had this defense this year, that's one of the, I think it's the best defense against, like, quarterbacks perform the worst against the Lions. And it's like, there's a guy that can handle adversity. Like, he can work with what he's got. He knows how to get the best out of, pretty mediocre players. So with Aaron Glenn, it's just like everything's been challenging. He lost his best player. No, I don't want the Patriots to hire Aaron Glenn. Fuck that. I don't even want us to hire Mike Vrabel. I'd rather hire Ben Johnson. I'm just talking more like generally who will be a better head coach in the cycle. Everything isn't about the Patriots. We're going to hire Pep Hamilton, and that's what we're going to have to deal with. It's going to suck ass, but, when we win 0 games next year, it'll be pretty fun. Maybe then Kraft will sell the team. We're probably going to hire Vrabel. That's like 99% likely. They ran through 2 minority they ran through 2 minority coaches, and they're like, all right, now we can hire Mike. I feel like our coaching search ends in like a day or 2. I wouldn't be shocked if tomorrow we go, yeah, we're hiring Vrabel. It's just like, yeah, should have did that last year. And that's fine. That's why I'm not really interested in talking about the Patriots gig. It's like it's either Mike Vrabel or somehow Ben Johnson, but the Lions have to win the Super Bowl for that to be a reality. I also don't think Ben Johnson's going to leave Detroit this year, unless Detroit goes ahead and wins the Super Bowl. Then there's an opportunity to actually get him. Bill Belichick has expressed interest in the Chicago Bears job, apparently. Bill's just going to leave. Bill's going to get this all set up at UNC and be like, all right, motherfuckers, I'm back to the NFL. I'm out of here. I'm going to the Bears. I'm going to go deal with that fruity-ass QB they got. Pete Carroll's interviewing with the Bears job. That's interesting. But yeah, the Ben Johnson stuff, it's more along the lines of just like a weird gut feeling I have. I just always wonder about, like, the thing I think about now is adversity, right? Because, like, that seems to be a real thing that you have to be able to overcome. And I feel like that is so underlooked and undervalued, under-scouted, under-considered for players. Except for seemingly by the Detroit Lions. And I just am starting to wonder, like, how important, how significant are things like, hey, has this player gone through some shit? Or has it been like easy street for this kid his entire life? And is that something that would be potentially like disqualifying? Like, should you get a guy like Mac Jones, a quarterback with all the talent to make it in the NFL, right? He'd be a very good starter in the NFL. However, he doesn't have the makeup to be like rattled. His whole life has basically been fucking easy street. The hardest thing he ever had to do was walk on to Alabama, and he made it. Like, that's the biggest adversity he's ever had, is not being high enough recruit to go to directly go to Alabama. He had to try out, and then he basically just had the greatest time at Alabama. Then went to the Patriots, had a great rookie year where everything was pretty nice still. And the second something went hard and there wasn't an easy out for him, and there wasn't a that easy thing forward, it, like, everything in his brain collapsed. And I feel like you see that happen to players who go to very good schools or go to like these, like, they went to like A+ high school, A+ college, they go to a bad they go to a bad NFL team, and it instantly shits out on them. Look at Zach Wilson. His skill set should have made it in the NFL. What, can Zach Wilson throw the ball 800 yards? He runs faster than most people. Like, he should work in the NFL. Why doesn't he? Oh, because the second it got hard, he mentally cracked. The second he couldn't just easy out of a bad situation like he'd done most of his life probably, it was like, uh-oh, I don't know what to do here. I'm not the leader I thought. Like, and again, you could see that it's like a common theme. It's like, why do these uber talented guys just kind of shit right out? Like, what happened? Especially because it's like this is their dream. It's not like they suddenly just stopped liking football. I don't and I'm starting to wonder if there's a true way to consider somebody like, is the receiver who went to a like an A plus plus prep high school, then went to Clemson, better than like a dude who dog fought at, like, you know, had to fight for everything over at like a school like USC. Everything was a struggle. I don't know. I mean, what's up, Fernando? What's with the face? I just think these are interesting things to think about to some extent. This how can you find out, or what can you measure through adversity, and how much does that actually matter when you're a coach? You know, somebody like Campbell knew how to. He was probably a better coach because he went through a dog shit ass playing career. A lot of losing. So again, it's probably easier for him to speak from a way like these are the words that I wish. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of adversity, seems to be very good at dealing with it. Doesn't seem to let it bother his team. Whereas like I don't know, it doesn't seem like they're Cliff Kingsbury. Shit got a little weird in Atlanta, and that guy just fucking turtle shelled and went to like he was like, I'm gonna leave America and go to Thailand for a few months. Remember that shit? He had to leave the United States. He got so fucking rattled from like one rough year of coaching. I think that's probably why they had to fire him. It's not even that he was like, it's like, Cliff, you've had one bad year as a coach of the Cardinals. Why are you acting so crazy? Minus the first year, but that was, you know, to get Kyler. Whatever. I just again, I've been thinking about this a lot, this notion of adversity and how much it matters. And when you look to certain people, you wonder like, oh, that's why they're not that good. They're not they can't handle adversity. It's because everything's always been good. Like Arthur Smith, why is he a bad coach? I can tell you why. His dad owns FedEx. Do you think that guy's ever had a hard day of anything? He was literally given the job of Washington's, like, I don't even know what job he had with Washington. I think like coordinator or like QB coach or something, because his dad funded the team field. That's how Arthur Smith got his start in the NFL. Yeah, we talked with Byron Leftwich and Pep Hamilton. We did our Rooney Rule hires. So that's why I'm thinking we're going to hire somebody quick. And it's looking like we're going to go with Mike Vrabel if we're going to do this quickly. So I know we want to talk with Mr. Ben Johnson. There's not a lot of people on the Patriots list. It's literally like, well, we would like to talk with Brian Flores. No, Brian Flores wants to be the coach. He's interested in the coach. We're going to talk. We want Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel, or Brian Flores. Those are the three guys that I think that are only tied to this job. Everybody else is not in consideration. I think it goes Vrabel 1A, Ben Johnson, and then Brian Flores. Yeah, and that's the only three people we actually are going to interview. Pep Hamilton and Byron Leftwich are the Rooney Rule requirements. Like that's the reason we interviewed Pep and you know, and Byron. Like, damn, if only Byron. Ah, man. Yeah, fuck him. He was bad for the fucking Buccaneers offense. They had that Dave Canales guy running that shit, and they were unstoppable. The real guy I also wouldn't mind interviewing would be Liam Cohen from the Buccaneers. That I believe he was the Vikings quarterback coach 2-3 years ago. When Kevin O'Connell was starting in that first year, and they had that really good year with Kirk Cousins, and then I believe Liam got hired this offseason to go down to Tampa to OC. Just saw someone. No, you know who we should rehire? We should call Bill fucking Belichick and be like, hey man, sorry about that. We shouldn't have fucking did that. That was the craziest thing we ever. Do you want to come back? Hey, we were joking. You can come back and have us with our fucking top 8 defense and we would be a playoff team right now, Bill. And he's just like, no, I could have fucking easily made the playoffs. Because we suck. That's why we didn't make the playoffs. We had bad coaching. And I don't even think we would have like have that bad of a roster. I'm like, fucking Bill wins 9 games with this team. With that motherfucker at quarterback, yeah, we win 9 games, maybe even 10. Oh, 100% he would have. 100% he would have. Dude, did you see how many games we lost by like 4 points? Because fucking Gerard Mayo can't coach? What was that, like 6 losses because of Mayo's inability to coach? All of those late games that we were inside of? Yeah, he would have drafted Jaden Daniels, actually. Newsflash, guess who Bill wanted to draft? Jaden Daniels. He wanted to trade up to get Jaden. He would have traded up to get Jaden Daniels, he said. Do you not know that? Did you not know that we were going to take Daniels if Belichick was our coach? He was... Listen, man. You're like hearing 5 words that I'm saying at a time. Bill has openly stated his intention was to move up and draft Drake. Okay. I mean, sure. Bill was only the GM of the team. He can't do that. You're right. You're right. Bill's only saying the things he was going to do. Okay. I mean, yeah, he only lies all the time. He's pretty notorious for being pretty open about those kind of things. I'm pretty sure he was going to do that. Or he would have just drafted Drake May, the second best quarterback of the draft. Bill's very high on Drake May, by the way. He would have drafted one of the 2 of them. And I'm telling you, we would have won most of those games with Bill as the coach. We would have beat Miami in week 4. And any game that was close at the end, we would have won with Bill. 100%. Also, we wouldn't have had like the 30th fucking ranked defense this year. We would have had probably another top 8 unit again. Because Bill had the same guys. And we were what? DVAO 4 last year? What were we ranked the year last year Bill coaches? Like fucking 3 overall defense. Now we're the 29th ranked defense. 7, sorry. We literally would have been a playoff team this year. Are you sad we fired Mayo? Are you one of those people that think Mayo is a good coach? I'm not trying to be adversarial here, but if you think Mayo was a good coach, that's a crazy take to have. Yeah, they're still blaming Bill Belichick for this shit, and I really don't know how. Okay, at least you're glad. Okay. All right, okay. That's good, Donnie. I'm glad we're on the same page there. Because boy, oh boy, I was about to fire on you, my friend. Like, what do you mean Mayo should be still hired? After that Arizona game, I went, you're done. Should have fired him right then. I'm telling you, we should have fired him on the spot after Arizona. Just been like, hey, buddy, fuck this. You're not a head coach. You know, and the sad thing is, I do think Mayo will be a very good coordinator in the league. Like, he's a very good coordinator, very good position coach, really good guy. Like, generally, like a good person, good coach, was a great player. He just isn't a head coach. He's like Steve Spagnuolo, just not a head coach. You know who I also think would be a very good coordinator if they just quit trying to be a head coach? Mike McCarthy. I think if he quit head coaching, he would be... What's up, Space? He would be the most dangerous offensive coordinator in all of football. Tell me I'm wrong. He'd be literally... The Steve Spagnuolo of offensive coordinators would be Mike McCarthy if he quit coaching as a head coach. I was saying that bring Mayo back as a line. Mayo's probably going to go down to UNC. He could have been a coach. Yeah, Mayo needs to go be a straight up defensive coordinator and not a split DC that handles one part of the game. That was a little suspicious. But again, remember other teams wanted to hire Mayo. For sure, Mayo is a very good player. He is a very good person. Yeah, exactly. I like Gerard Mayo is literally one of my favorite people in football. However, he just wasn't meant to be the head coach here. Bucks Eagles can't win the Super Bowl because the Cousins curse. True. McCarthy doesn't really call plays. He's a head coach. The games we win with Belichick: Seattle, Miami, Titans, Los Angeles, Indianapolis, Buffalo twice. Yep. I 100% believe that, Fernando. Literally, we'd be a playoff team with Bill. To be honest, we'd be a playoff team with a better coach. It doesn't even have to just be Bill Belichick. If we had fucking Josh McDaniels, we probably win those games. I'm sorry, like Josh McDaniels could have won those games. Again, very close games. We probably still would have lost to, the Chargers. Bengals are interviewing Covington. Good, I hope they take him. Yeah, I thought Mayo was going to be a good head coach because, again, he literally like has the makings of a good head coach, but it just something fucking completely missed. Yeah, I think so. A slightly better coach, we win a lot. What's up, Spears? What's up, Cameron? Rooting for the Bucks. Why not the Lions, Cameron? What's wrong with the Lions? That's what I mean, Mike. We'd have been fine with Josh McDaniels. No, I won't go that far. I was about to say some wild ass shit that was not true at all. I was about to be like, Matt Patricia would have won like 3 or 4 more games than Matt Mayo would have. Honestly, I think I might be right about that shit, even though, no, I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm right. I know I'm right. Patricia would have won a couple more games than Mayo did. I know I am. You're fine, Spirits. You can be however you want, buddy. Oh, oh yeah, I forgot. You actually like the Buccaneers. That's fair. I'm sorry about the upset pick for this weekend that I have. I don't know if it's going to happen. It's just a weird gut feeling I have. You guys should win that game, but boy, do I not want to play that fucking Jaden Daniels team. That kid is the most clutch quarterback I've seen in a long time. I don't think he's aware enough to know that it's the end of the. I think he goes out there thinking it's like, all right, we got the fourth quarter to do this thing. Third quarter just about to end. Like, I don't know if he's aware that he's at the end of the game. Like, he's that he's very, 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 and I think that translates to the playoffs, by the way. It doesn't for Lamar Jackson, who's also very regular season clutch, but I think it will for Jaden. I don't think, again, I often say I like quarterbacks who feel kind of stupid. Like Baker feels kind of dumb, like he doesn't think a lot, just thinks of football. Like Josh Allen doesn't think much. Fucking Patrick Mahomes looks dumb. Tom Brady looks stupid. Rodgers looks smart, and that's why he kind of isn't that good. Peyton Manning doesn't look like he doesn't. Eli. The more dumb a guy looks, the better they play in the clay. It's this weird thing. The theory I have: the dumber your quarterback looks, the better they are actually at quarterback. The more they look like kind of like a pinhead, it's very funny how much better they are. They're like, if you look at like Kevin O'Connell looks like a really smart guy. That's why he didn't make it as a quarterback. Cliff Kingsbury looks too sharp. Would have never made it as an actual quarterback. I think Ben Johnson was a quarterback, but he looks like a genius. Vikings going nowhere. Oh yeah, the Vikings may be cooked. My big thing with the Vikings is if Sam Darnold can play in the playoffs, they'll be just fine. You know what I mean? Kevin O'Connell does not coach well against the Lions because he tries to out alpha Dan Campbell in them, and it just doesn't work. Like, the Vikings aren't a go for it on fourth down team. They've gone for it. They went for it the fewest amount of times in the regular season prior to that game. Like, they're normally a kick the field goal team. Like, all season long, they've been a kick the field goal team, and that's probably why they were so bad on fourth down. They were playing, you know how teams play outside of their normal comfort level to play the Chiefs? That's what the Vikings were doing. The Lions are getting the Chiefs effect, where teams play weird and outside of their normal game because they think they have to do that to beat the Lions. When in reality, if the Vikings had just sat there and kicked field goals, they'd have been in that game. So like the game would have been they left like 12 points on the field, and if you add in those 12 points, that's like what is that? 12, 23 points. Like the game is weirdly different with all those field goals. Yeah, and I think the coaching staff, it was too big a moment. I think the Vikings had that problem. Where teams play outside of what they normally do to compensate for who they're playing. And that's normally like it happened with the Patriots a lot. Peyton Manning led teams, that would happen a lot. Mahomes teams, Rodgers teams. You'll see like teams play these guys like really weird for some reason. And the only teams that actually ever beat them are like teams like the Titans. Usually the Colts, when they're post Manning, have been very good about this. The Lions are actually very, like, even prior to Dan Campbell, were very good at like playing teams with very good players for no fucking reason. There are another. So hold on, I'm trying to think of like Ryan Fitzpatrick's like just Ryan Fitzpatrick himself. There are very specific players around the league that just like don't have that effect of like, they're just like, we'll just play our normal game. Who gives a fuck what this team is? And like having that mindset is how you beat some of these really, really good teams. But most teams in the league don't think like this. The Bills are very, very susceptible to this when they play the Chiefs. The Ravens are probably the most susceptible to playing a good team going outside of their comfort level in the playoffs. And the Bills do it too every time they play the Chiefs. It doesn't happen to them in the regular season, which is crazy. It's like if they can literally play the Chiefs like they do in the regular season, Buffalo would fucking destroy the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. They are a far better football team. Look at what they did to them in the regular. They shit on the Chiefs this year. They should beat them in the playoffs senselessly when they run into one another. Are they going to? Why wouldn't the same result happen? Buffalo is pretty much the exact same team. I don't even know who the fuck's healthy on the Chiefs, even with all their time off and everything. It's a very interesting thing to think about with the playing a team effect. And I think that happened to the Vikings because, again, why did they just suddenly start going for it on fourth down? They don't do that. That's probably why I think they missed all those fourth downs. They don't do that shit. Like, they're probably confused. They don't have fourth down plays like that. Meanwhile, the Lions are just like, whatever, we'll just do what we always do. So, yeah, and Darnold, the whole Vikings team, the moment was huge. It was a playoff game, and you can kind of see like Sam was seeing ghosts. Yeah, the Patriots used the Rooney Rule. Yep. Only team that could beat the Chiefs is the Bills. No, I think a lot of teams could beat the Chiefs this year. The problem with the Chiefs is the thing I just described, I think, Spears. Teams play them with a weird, like, if you play the Chiefs like you play any other fucking team that has a mobile quarterback, you probably have a better shot at beating them. However, it feels like, and Ven was the one who actually initially pointed this out to me. It was such a good observation by Ven, where it was like, yeah, what are teams doing? What happens? Why do they do this? Is it coaching? Is it the players? Is it what two things are is it both and it's just like a whole system failure? They should win by double digits. If you look up that game, they beat the hell out of Kansas City earlier this year, to the point where it's like, oh, Kansas City does not want to play Buffalo. But there is not a single Chiefs fan that gives a shit. They're like, we'll play them right now, beat them. We'll beat them in the divisional round. We don't care. We know what's going to happen. By the way, if you haven't dropped a like yet, people consider doing so. It does help the stream out a lot. It gets a few more people in here. Oh, we have 9. That's really good. 8, maybe. Probably 8, more likely. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. We may even hit double digits on a Hangout stream. That's pretty good. Bills or Broncos? Oh, yeah. Bills will destroy the Broncos. That's what he meant. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Bills should win. I don't even feel like that's going to be a close game. You know, I will say it's either a blowout by Buffalo or the Broncos get a crazy upset. I feel like there's no in between. I also feel like that about the Ravens game. I feel like the Ravens destroy the Steelers or lose. Like there's several games where I feel like that. It's like, and I know that doesn't sound like good analysis, but I think it is, right? I think the Bills will beat the Chiefs though as well. It'll be the only second time that I ever. Yeah, I think so too. But I kind of hope you can swear all you want, Spears. You don't even have to censor it. I kind of hope the Bills lose though, because I think the Lions would have a much easier time beating Kansas City. Plus, I'm not gonna lie. I at this point, if the Lions do make the Super Bowl, I'd almost rather them play the Chiefs because it's like, whew, the Chiefs ain't got shit on fucking Buffalo. I'd much rather play them fucking pricks. You could deal with Mahomes. Allen is impossible. All their fucking players are old as shit for the Chiefs. But I think that actually the Lions would win in a rematch. I always like rematches, second matchups. The Patriots are playing 7 of the 10 teams picking in the top 10 of this year's draft. Hell yeah, Fernando. We have an easy-ass schedule next year, finally. Ravens and Steelers game is not going to be particularly close. Either they are going to win by a mile or they are going to lose. They aren't barely going to win. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I picked Bills Lions before the season began, and it looks likely. Finally, the pages I've had, like the 3. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know why they kept giving us hard-ass schedules, but finally they gave us the easiest schedule in the NFL next year. They went, oh man, you know what? We've been given we thought they still had Tom Brady. Whoops a day. It's like they almost did that to us. Like, oh, you guys don't have, why didn't you guys say you didn't have Tom Brady no more? We would have given you an easy schedule. It's like, no, we shouldn't have to do. We've been winning 2 or 3 games a year. What the fuck is this schedule we've had? Well, now you got an easy one. It's like, hell yeah, we finally got something we can build off of. Jesus Christ. I think we got to play the Chiefs though, which is a bunch of horse shit. It's like that's our hardest game is the Chiefs in Buffalo twice. It's like, man. Remember, because at the beginning of the season, you said it was going to be Bills and Lions, and I said the Bills aren't even making the playoffs. No, yeah, I was right about the Bills, man. They're a very good team. I know what I see. I'm pretty confident about the Bills this year. Again, there's also a part of me that really hopes that it's the Bills versus Lions and the Lions win just so I can laugh at Bills fans. I don't even really care about the Lions winning the Super Bowl as much as I would just to laugh at Buffalo. Because again, no offense, Lions fans, but if Buffalo loses another fucking Super Bowl and it's to the Detroit Lions, I will have fuel for the rest of my life on this team. I could die still making fun of it. Be like, hey, remember when you guys almost won a Super Bowl? But you lost to the Detroit fucking Lions? Like, there is no funnier team to lose a Super Bowl to than the Detroit Lions. Trust me. Just really think about that statement. The Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, lose their Super Bowl after finally getting past the Chiefs to the Detroit Lions. Just because, again, in context, like looking through it, it's literally like the Lions are one of the worst teams. What is this? And then they beat the Bills. That's hilarious. And then we keep going. Again, there's a certain hilarity in the Bills losing to a team like Arizona, Detroit, Minnesota. All of the no Super Bowl teams would be very funny to see Buffalo fall to. Because again, I have some shit I would like to talk at some Buffalo fans just because they're a little annoying sometimes. It'd be very funny. Sorry, Spears. I'm not trying to be rude. You're one of the few Buffalo fans who aren't like really weird about it, but like it would be great to see our rival lose the Super Bowl to a team like Detroit. You're good. It's not. You're fine, man. You're not annoying. I don't care. I'd say something if you were being annoying. Allen and May rivalry. Sure, I think so. But these other Buffalo fans know why I need them to lose versus Denver. Yeah, that them losing to Denver would be pretty funny. In all honesty. Everyone's leaving the stream. Never a great sign. Make sure you guys drop some likes though if you haven't already. Try to get us up into the tens of likes. Be pretty cool. See, refreshing my stream just a little bit. Yeah, we have 8 likes. Need 2 more to get to double digits. My shit's all fucked up. Sure. Think I remember that. Damn, my stream's completely dead now. Down to 2 people. What happened? Oh, down to 1. Well, I guess YouTube decided I didn't need any more people watching the stream for whatever reason. Why is my channel the only time that ever happens to any stream ever on YouTube? Has anyone else ever seen that shit happen watching a fucking stream? See what I mean? It literally says 1. Why the fuck does that do that here? Why? I've never seen that happen anywhere else on YouTube. And I watch a lot of YouTube. Has anyone else ever seen that shit before? Mike, I actually kind of hope they do hire it happens to your stream. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on, I have to like refresh it again. There we go. No, it just says 1. That's what's up. I don't think there's 9. We'll see. I think it's just 8 and it adds 1 for whatever reason. Again, YouTube's like a weird app. It's only 8. One person stream, like it's so distracting when it does that shit. Cause it's like, well, I guess everyone left. It's gonna be as bad as the Celtics hiring as the Colts hiring Jeff Saturday. Yeah, the Jets should hire bad coaches. I think that's the way they should go. Just like try to retread fucking Rex Ryan. I'm not really sure why they do that, but you know, it's a move that they can make. It's interesting. The Raiders are only interviewing Mike Vrabel. We could lose him. People leave your stream a lot. I'm trying to do better. Sometimes you're frustrated by myself. Yeah, when you're a very small channel, you got to just kind of grind through it. It is what it is, Spears. Actually, that would be a first in the NFL, retreading your own head coach. Yeah, I haven't really seen a team rehire a coach before. I'm sure the Cowboys have. No. No, I wouldn't want you to be anywhere near my football team. Because you're not a football coach. You're some guy. I don't do like weird hypothetical shits like, what do you think I'd be a good, like, no, probably not. You're not like a coach. You don't even coach at Little League football or anything. Why would you be a good coach? Unless like you're a coach or something and I don't know it. Do you coach a lot? Are you like a secret high functioning like running like a team like a demon? I don't think so. I mean, you can just go do that. You just become a coach. I don't think it's that hard. Like, just call up to a team and see if they need any help with like assistant coaching or something. A lot of people overcomplicate things, and I'm not really too sure why. Damn, we're down to 0 people watching. That's crazy. YouTube really said, we'll just have this as a 0 people stream. What's up, Rochester? So, just asked to be a fucking part of the fucking team. Yeah, now it's like negative 400 people. It's like, how is that even possible? We hope so, Rochester. We hope so. If they can play 3 more games just like they did against the Vikings, they definitely got that shit knocked up. It's all locked up. It's theirs. It's impregnated. It's going to produce little lion babies at some point in the future. Spears, the only way you can get it is by like joining a team as like as an assistant or something and learning, right? It would be a long time. It takes a while, but eventually you'd figure it out. If you went to a college or anything like that had a football team, you could probably ask the head coach if there was something you could do to, help out the team, learn a little bit. Mostly that's my fault. It's because I'm very lazy with this thing, Spears. If I put way more effort into it, I could probably be a little bit bigger of a channel than I am right now. But the problem is, this is just a hobby for me. And the more I remind myself of that, the less I care about the viewer count stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't fucking care about that. It is a little frustrating to not have the same numbers we used to have, but that's all right. People moved on. Eventually, when we start playing video games, we'll get a bigger crowd again. It's kind of like just got to wade through some bullshit. Oh well. I just hate when they delete the number of people that are watching. That shit fucking irks me really bad. Like, bullshit. It said like 10 people. Put it back to that number. That or no Robert Kraft. Wait, for what? Actually, you could be. What are you talking about? That Mike? I'm sorry, I lost it. Next Patriots coach, probably Vrabel, Ben Johnson, or Brian Flores. One of those 3 guys. You're buying yourself a. What kind of microphone are you getting? Like one of the blue microphones like I have. These are pretty nice for a coaching job. Yeah, true. I think, Mike. I think I'm getting what you're saying. I don't know why I'm fucking blanking like an idiot right now, Mike. I apologize. It's not you, Mike. It's me. I'm harding out. I don't know what the fuck I'm blanking on. Oh, I get it. Yeah, it's if he knows Robert Kraft, he could probably coach the Patriots. I got you. Now I got you. Sorry, like I don't know why that fuck. I was like, what am I retard? I'm like, what am I blanking on? This is a good joke, and I know I'm fucking it up. Having a Trump moment. Yeah, most likely. Ugh. Getting old. You like my picks? Yeah, I think I made some good ones. One of the only ones that's troubling. Yeah, I was drawing Mayo for a moment. Brady against the Saints. Yeah, I'll never forget Tom's look at like him trying to pretend like he thought it was 3rd down. Like, you fucking liar. You just shit your pants for whatever. Like, you just had the worst play ever, and you're trying to go, I thought it was 3rd down. Dang it. It's like, liar. You just had. You're like, it'd be a lot less embarrassing if I just pretended like I fucking didn't know what down it was. They'd be like, Tom had a rare slip. Joe Brady, God, I'd hate my life. No, actually, would I hate that? I'd like him as an offensive coordinator. I don't think he'd be a good head coach. Yeah, I don't think so either, Mike. But it's just Brady being the in charge of the coaching decisions there. I think really changes things a little bit. Rehire Gerard Mayo. You think so, Fernando? Yeah, I was gonna say I think Tom is going to pick the new head coach. So Vrabel is definitely in weird fucking play here. You like him as your OC? I think Brady's a better OC. I don't think he'd make a good head coach. If anything, I think that would mean Ben Johnson to the Raiders. If anything, I don't think he'd want to go anywhere near the Raiders. I wouldn't fucking touch. I don't think Ben wants to go to a bad franchise. Like that's one of the main reasons he like pretty much is like, I ain't going to fucking Washington. Fuck that. Would I like Tom Brady as a head coach? Probably not. No. I think he'd be okay, but there's a reason Tom didn't go become a head coach or go into coaching. Someone try to shit on Ben for that. Ben Johnson needs to stay. For what? Oh, because he doesn't want to go to a bad team? No, he's a smart guy. Why the fuck would he want to go to a bad thing? Like, why would you go to... So, you know what I mean? Like, ugh. Like, he would never take the Jets job. That he probably thinks that's a bag of dog shit. No, he should bide his time and take a good job. The Patriots are an ideal situation. Great ownership. As much as people don't really like the Crafts, very good owners, good, kind people, great place to live. Like there's so much more going on for the Patriots than most teams. 130 million, you can basically build the team however you like because the owner has a history of kind of letting coaches kind of cook if they seem to know what they're doing. You got Drake May, you got, you're like the favorites to sign somebody like T. Higgins. Plus, if you're Ben Johnson, you could easily weasel in players who know how good you are. They kind of know your reputation. Especially if you are in high demand, you're going to trash fucking teams is something. Yeah, like Mike McDaniel probably shouldn't have gone to. He should have been more picky about where he wanted to go. Dable too. They should have been way more picky, just like fucking Ben Johnson's being. If the Dolphins ended up trading Tyreek Hill, what is some team is? We should make a move for him. Like as much as we're gonna get T. Higgins, we should also see if Tyreek would like to come to. He's hinted that he would like to come here, like a million times. He's kind of hinted that he wouldn't mind coming here, and if we could pick up him and T. Higgins, we could win the fucking Super Bowl next year. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think all of every Patriots fan's like, we should call Miami. We'll pay that fucking contract. Who gives a fuck about money? Pay T, pay Tyreek. We're good on the receivers. Sign Trey Smith from the Chiefs. We have to get our revenge on Joe Tooney. So what we do is we pull up with way more money than Kansas City can offer, just like them motherfuckers did with Joe Tooney. Completely blow away the offer that they can give Trey Smith, steal Trey Smith. Their best guard. Very, very good guard. Try to sign Ronnie Stanley or Makari, or try to sign both of them if you really can. There's another tackle in free agency this year that's really good too that we should make a move for. If you could just build that through the free agency. We have Cole Strange coming back. We've already got Onwenu. I think we're good at that point. And then there we go. The offense is rebuilt. Then we draft Will Johnson at number 4. Fucking, we're good to go. Pair Gonzo and Will Johnson up for the next fucking 4 years. Dude, dog, we got a fucking monster team starting to develop. Let me be the GM. I can make these things probably happen. Trust me, let me call Elliot Wolf. Listen, Mr. Wolf. You need to go get T. Higgins. You need to trade for Tyreek Hill, whatever it costs, just not our first round pick. We need that for Will Johnson. We have a very high third round pick we could trade Miami potentially here. Maybe even the second. Fuck it. Not like we can draft receivers or fucking linemen anyway, and this class sucks a dick with them both. Again, you keep Pop Douglas, you keep Kayshon Boutte. The rest of them can get fucked, honestly. I genuinely think they all suck. Yeah, I think we keep Kendrick Bourne as like a backup. I like Kendrick Bourne a lot. Yeah, we add 2/3, like a second and a third, and we get Tyreek Hill, boom, and then we still have a third round, a very high third round. Or we give him our third round pick. Fuck it, who cares? We genuinely just need to do these things that I said, and we are very, very fucking good. And if we can't find another tackle, draft Kevin Banks, draft the other guy, and throw his ass at right tackle. We got to get Ronnie Stanley, though. I think that's one of the big moves of the offseason. He's a free agent. He wants money. I don't think the Ravens can afford to pay him. Even if he's a stopgap for like 3 years until next year when there's a better tackle we can grab. We gotta get somebody like Ronnie Stanley. He's very good. We can get Makari. That's also pretty good. I'm pretty sure he can play left tackle. So and all these people are free agents, by the way. I've already done my homework. I think we keep KB. I also wonder if we draft Ashton Jainty. If we do all these things that I've suggested, do we draft Ashton Jainty instead of Will Johnson? Do we just do that? I mean, who cares? He's the 4th pick. I mean, do we trade down to like 8 and draft him? It changes everything. That's a fucking monster at running back. If Mike Vrabel's the coach, that's probably who we're drafting, by the way. He's already kind of presented that he will draft a big-ass running back if given the opportunity. Yeah, I know, Mike. And if Vrabel's the head coach, I fear that he's going to try to do Derrick Henry too. But it's like, man, that guy's a fumbler too. Fucking Penn State kept popping the ball out against this guy, and I didn't like that at all. I was like, nope, please don't. Please just draft Will Johnson. Like, again, if we do all this great offseason moves and we sign some of these guys that I'm saying, we build through free agency rather than the draft because we fucking can't draft. Then we draft Will Johnson. Then we have Gonzo and Will Johnson. Dude, that's a scary set of corners, by the way. What I'm saying is setting us up with one of the nastiest fucking secondaries in football. If bitch boy Duggar can stay healthy. Yeah, we just can't, and it's just smarter to sign him and trade for him. It's the same with linemen. We draft weird linemen for some reason. We used to be a factory producing team. Like, we used to factory produce offensive linemen, and then we just stopped drafting them good. It's very obnoxious. But, I don't know. If we can get Jainty in the second round, that would be ideal, but he's going to go way too soon. I'm sure there's some other running back we can draft, like in like the second or third round or something like that. Just because we should probably use our pick that we have on a very premier player. And Will Johnson, like a corner, is a premier player. If somehow we can still get Travis Hunter, take him at 4. Yeah, most likely top 15. I personally just don't want him. I don't really see much. If he went to like, if again, that weird fumbling shit against Penn State, I was very weirded out by that. I was like, ooh, plays a decent defense and starts pissing the ball away. They're just punching it right out on him. What the hell? This isn't the guy I thought I was going to be seeing. Hey, I think we finally hit 9 likes. So if you haven't left a like yet, consider doing so. We could hit double digits here. Pretty crazy. It's an interesting offseason ahead. Gibbs is, I never want to spend a drive pick that high on a running back. for a team like the New England. Yeah, we don't, Mike. We're not lucky like that. We can't ever do some shit like Detroit does. Never ever. Football gods do not bless us like that. If we drafted a running back round 1, that motherfucker is going to be Cam Akers. It's just damn it. We got it. We already have Antonio Gibson. Why did we draft him in the first round? Son of a bitch. And meanwhile, the next running back taken will be Barry Sanders too. I pray we never do that. It'll be taken by Detroit again. Detroit will be like, and then we're going to take this guy then. And we'll all laugh. And then Detroit has the 3 all-pro running backs, and it's fucking gay, dude. I hate Detroit. Dude, if I wasn't a fan of the Lions, like growing up, I'd hate them. I'd literally be like, I'm so sick of this team, dude. How'd they get all 6 good players from a draft? The 49ers fired their DC. That was a thing that was pretty well coming, I think. I think we were all kind of waiting for them to fire that guy. The fans wanted him gone bad. Wonder if they're going to bring Salah back. Be like, hey, would you like to come back? God, I pray he doesn't. I hope he comes to New England, man, to get revenge on the Jets. It's like, come on, Robert. Come over to New England, big fella. Come be our defensive coordinator. I hope him and Mike Vrabel are like weirdly friends. They might be. They're both big dudes. They might hang out and like, I don't know what big guys do together. Like bump chests. Maybe he's already part of the Vrabel crew. Because remember, Vrabel said he's got a guy. He's already got his team put together. So. I kind of agree, yeah. It's just that it's a similar thing that happens with Shohei Ohtani. People get really blown away by like the athlete doing more than the one thing. Yeah, the zone shit. It worked for the Jets though, man. It's funny watching the Jets zone defense trying to be filth into man. It's like Salah built a fucking a zone defense, right? Why are you switching them to man? Just play zone. You could just play zone with the Jets and fuck people's world up. I don't know what the hell the coach is doing with that team. They're like, yeah, let's play some man. It's like, with that team? Why? They were built to play zone like the 49ers do. What are you doing? Oh, are you talking about Mr. Gibbs? No, the Lions are a very uniquely lucky drafting team anymore. They're frustrating. Oftentimes you'll look at a draft class and be like, wow, there wasn't fucking shit in this class. And then you'll like look at what Detroit did and be like, they got every single good player. How the fuck did they do that? And again, it's a lot more common than you'd be led to think that they do that. They are very good at drafting. I think all their good players, they've drafted them. I think like David Montgomery and Tim Patrick. And I think Alex Anzalone came from the Saints. I think that's about it, though. And Amik Robertson. Trying to think. And Zadarius Smith. He's not one of their best players. He is now, for now anyway. Just about everyone else is a draft, though. What up, Kenny? Hey, we might have 10 likes on the stream now. Doing good. Just chilling. Killing. Hell yeah, we hit 10. Awesome. Thank you, Kenny. Yeah, Kenny, when you guys go live on your stream, make sure you come into my channel. Or come onto the Discord and be like, hey, we're live on my channel. So that way people know, because like I had no idea you guys went live the other night. I mean, I was just chilling. I could have popped in. I didn't get a notification, so it was, you know what I mean? Just in case you don't get notifications pushed out, just like pop in and be like, hey, I'm live. Lions got in the bye. We're gonna get healthy. No, you're good, Kenny. You're good. Just a reminder, just to let people know. I'm sure more people would have came by and hung out. Red Wings won again. That's cool. What are they, 500 now or some shit? They've been really good since the coaching change. Yeah, Lions needed the bye to get healthy. Apparently, they're not sure if Carlton Davis will play again this year. Most likely he won't. And most likely Derek Barnes won't. And they're kind of like, probably Hutch won't. Campbell sounds like he's getting very sick of answering questions about player health. He reiterated that all the three of those guys had a season-ending injuries. But with Davis, it makes sense. I thought he might have recovered, but apparently his jaw is just kind of fucking weird. So it's, an unfortunate situation. Barnes had like a bad injury at the beginning of the year, and then of course Hutch broke his leg. So it's kind of like not something you just kind of recover from. Again, there's a freak opportunity for Hutch, but it's kind of just that, a freak opportunity. However, remember, Darrell Owens broke his ankle one year and then played in the Super Bowl that year. So never say never. That's what I think too, Rochester. But there's also this weird opportunity where we may play Green Bay. And it's not because I think Green Bay is just good enough to upset Philly. The Eagles may not be able to use Jalen Hurts. He hasn't passed concussion protocol yet. Believe it or not, yeah, he's still fucking concussed. And their game's coming up quick here. I'm not sure when the limit is, but I do not think he's cleared yet. Yeah, and Green Bay's going to fucking get a playoff win because the Eagles are probably going to be without Hurts. Kenny's like, fuck yeah, did I just hear that correctly? Yeah, Kenny's like, yeah, I don't care. Fuck yeah, we're going to win a playoff game. I don't care if we have to go lose to Detroit. Yeah, Kenny, I really hope you guys do win that game, by the way. We kind of need you guys to win that game. That would help us out so much. Then we only got to beat you guys and like one other team. Maybe the Commanders will upset the winner of... if the Commanders and the Packers both win this weekend, the Commanders go and upset like Minnesota and the Rams, and then like we play the Packers at home. Lions got like the craziest, just the luckiest path potentially to the Super Bowl. Two teams they could poo-poo over. No offense, Kenny. Yeah, but teams that do it go on to win the Super Bowl usually. And you guys just aren't a very good team compared to the Lions. I'm still waiting for Green Bay's young talent to take that next step. I know you guys got a lot of it, but, when are they going to do that thing that young talent does and become actual good players? Oh, 100%, yeah. But, like, they also have a very potentially hard path with, like, the Eagles, the Rams, the Vikings, the Packers. It's just hard. I mean, it's hard to play a team 3 times in a year and beat them, but, like, also sometimes you just have someone's number. And it appears that Campbell just has Matt LaFleur's number, just like he does Kevin O'Connell. Kenny, do you want to hear a crazy stat? You know the Lions are 16-2 in their last 3 years of division play, including 2 sweeps. Isn't that fucking crazy? Do you not find that? That's a dude dominating the division. Yeah, in 18 games versus the division, he's 16 for his last 2 games. The Lions, dude, Dan Campbell just has the division, and one of the losses are to you guys. The other loss is to the Bears. I don't even remember the last time the Lions have lost. I think the Lions have 3 straight years of winning versus the Vikings now. I think the Lions are up to 6 or 7 straight games versus Minnesota. And again, Kenny, you guys also have the issue this year of your team is in shambles right now. Jair's out for the year. That's a problem versus Detroit. Christian Watson's out. That's, you know what I mean? Like, that's rough. I wanted to pick you guys for an upset, but I genuinely was going to pick you guys. But when I heard Watson's, I was like, oh my God, dude. They're almost just as devastatingly injured as the Lions. It's very under the table and quiet though. Because it's not exactly the same number of players, but who is getting hurt for the Packers is brutal. Like, the players that unlock their team are getting hurt. Like, If it was like Jaden Reed that got hurt, it wouldn't be as bad as Christian Watson getting hurt, because without Christian Watson, that team suddenly takes on a Patriots situation where they have a bunch of good receivers that work together as a good receiving core, but it lacks a one. That's the major issue for the Packers right now. It's not that they don't have good receivers; they do. It's the issue of not have when Watson doesn't play, they don't have a one, and that's not good. That's like some shit that the Patriots deal with. We don't have a guy like Christian Watson that opens the rest of the receiving core up. And with Jair Alexander, you don't have your cornerback one to sit on your other team's best receiver. And that's been killing you against like teams like Detroit, against teams like even the Bears were kind of getting the ball off. Minnesota was able to take advantage of that. You know what I mean, Kenny? Again, I'm not trying to be shitty on your team. It's just injuries. Like, that's why the Lions got to score 800 points a game to win sometimes. It's just like, yeah, that's just shit. It is what it is. I don't know how the Lions are overcoming it. Genuinely, I don't. That's why I think they're destined to just win the Super Bowl this year. Now let's say the Lions was in the AFC. What you think about that? I still think the Lions would be a good AFC team. It would suck to be in the AFC North. They'd had an easier year this year in any other division but the NFC North, and maybe the AFC West. Every other division they wouldn't running away with. They have a much easier time in every other division this year, except for the AFC West, and maybe even there they'd have it easier because I think they could have beat the Chiefs twice. I know Lions beat the Chiefs fucking 8 times out of 10. To be fair with you. Also, Jared Goff is weirdly good against Patrick Mahomes. I think he's like 2-1 or undefeated. Check me on that, but I'm pretty sure fucking Goff owns Mahomes. It's like the weirdest fucking shit I've ever seen. We might have to use our practice squad wide receiver Cornelius Johnson. You might have to. I think so. I don't think they're overrated. I don't think you could be a dynasty and be overrated, to be fair. Just the way I think, you know what I mean? Like, I can't in good faith call a dynasty an overrated team. Sorry, it's like, no, they're one of the greatest teams in league history, technically. And they have a chance to become literally one of the greatest teams in league, maybe the greatest. Like 4-year run. For, you know what I mean? Like the 3 in a row would be like they wouldn't put Mahomes in them ahead of Brady, but I think they would have the greatest dynasty ever. If that makes sense. I think 2 things can be true. You can have the greatest dynasty ever, but not be the greatest quarterback of all time. Dude, winning 3 in a row is insanity to me. Like I don't even know how to like that to be able to even do that is a testament to like obviously these are good players, so like that's retarded to say like, oh, how good they are. It's just like, yeah, duh. Most of the time a team doesn't three-peat because injuries. Like look at Harrison Butker. That guy's falling the fuck apart. His knee is buckling in every time his plant leg can barely hold up. Like, if they lose, it'll be because of Butker's leg fucking up and exploding. Travis Kelce's like 35 years old and can only play like half the game anymore. Like, look at how decrepit that team is right now, but they're holding on. They're barely making it through to where they are. Again, they're 15-1 because they're I don't know what happened. But again, the lack of, you know, like it's the wear and tear that happens because you're playing all these extra games constantly extra practice, constantly this, the mental cases of it. It's just the ability to actually be able to three-peat is usually handicapped because of injury. It's usually not because the team is not able to do it. It's because like they lost like 4 guys because they just fucking physically couldn't play football anymore. Like they just like, oh, my fucking knee exploded. My back popped. And they have to miss like a year and a half just to kind of recover a little bit. Or they miss like 7 or 8 games. When they come back, the team's not very good. Like You know, the whole refs thing with the Chiefs, I've asked people to show me the bad Chiefs calls, and every time I see them, it's like, that's objectively the correct call. I've only seen one or two bad calls for the Chiefs this year. If I'm being completely honest, I think that's a little bit of an overrated thing. I don't think that actually happens. Because again, every time I see it, it's like a player will be like tackling the Chiefs wide receiver, and it'll be like, and then you'll see a bunch of people like, dude, the Falcons didn't even touch him. And it's like the Falcons players like speed bagging the head of the Chiefs receiver as the ball's coming in, and no one even pays attention to the ball. They're like, that was uncatchable. It's like, yeah, why was it uncatchable? Well, the guy was he challenged him to a boxing fight. You are allowed to box in football. It's like, since when can't you just start a fist fight and get flagged for PI? What? Like, you're not allowed to just jump on the back of a guy, get a piggyback ride mid-play? That's PI? I'm sorry. Since when? Or they'll like punch Mahomes in the stomach and like kick him in the balls and like stab him a few times, and they'll be like, what do you mean roughing the passer? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe that fucking meat cleaver to the side of his face was a little too hard. Maybe hitting him a foot out of bounds was retarded. Genuinely, like, I have yet to see a penalty against the Chiefs where I'm like, that's egregious. It's literally always like, I completely agree with that flag. If I was a fan of the team that happened to and I didn't get the flag, I would think the game was rigged against my team. Oh, you're bringing up Atlanta. You mean the game where the guy jumped all over the player's back like a fucking retard? Falcons PI on Chiefs. You mean this guy? Oh, hold on a minute. That guy was touching. Where's the one where they like called it on like the Chiefs player? Hold on. Oh, it's this one. The no call. I don't care about the no call. It's a fucking in the end zone end of game play. Oh, it was a Bengals one. Hold on. This was the one that really annoys me. And it's like the one that's always brought up. The Atlanta one we can maybe actually go back and look at. I want to see that. I have to see that play in context. This. People will try to defend this shit and say that it's like that's not a PI. Like, that's a Chiefs. Like, you got to admit, sometimes when people bring up shit, like, Bengals fans say that they would have won this game if it wasn't for this call. Do you see why, Rochester, I sometimes don't really give a shit when people say, like, yeah, and Bengals fans say they would have won the game if it wasn't for that call, if that wasn't called, because that wasn't PI. Do you agree that that's PI? That's a receiver trying to make the catch. He's being choked from behind. The ball is not even there yet. The ball is still coming to the guy. That's not PI to you. How is that not PI? Go ahead, explain it to me. Because it's Kansas City? Please explain to me how that's not PI and why it shouldn't have been called. Because Kansas City wins, it shouldn't be called. What? That literally doesn't make any sense. What do you mean? That's like bad PI. If Amon-Ra St. Brown got done like that in the divisional round of the playoffs, and there was no flag thrown, you'd be fine with that? If the ball was completely catchable, and then someone just choke slam Amon-Ra from the back and no flag was thrown, you're completely cool with that being a no flag. That's a lie. You're not answering my question. That's clearly a PI. Even like other YouTubers are like, that's a terrible move. Why'd they do that? Why'd he choke slam that guy? Now we can look at the Atlanta one. The Atlanta one is a a little bit more egregious. What's with the Chiefs one? Let me see this Chiefs Falcon one. Let's see. What's the reason? Oh, yeah, it's just a bad call. I often don't think. Oh, Atlanta got the ball back. Oh, it's not as big a deal. Yeah, that should have been called PI. However, didn't Atlanta get the ball back, or the Chiefs get the ball? What's up, Matt or Matthew? However, in that game, that wasn't near the end of the game. The Chiefs got the ball, would have gotten the ball back with plenty of time to go score. Like, I don't know. Is there a chance Denver wins? A small chance, Kenny, I would say. It's not impossible. Feels highly unlikely. By the way, if anyone hasn't dropped a like yet, consider doing so. Helps the stream out a ton. We've been kind of getting screwed with the amount of people watching tonight. I have no idea how many are actually here. It says 3. Only 3 people are typing. However, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. But we have 10 likes. It's pretty good. Doing good, man. How you been? How you doing? Very interesante. You like that? I appreciate you, man. Good looking out. Helps us out a ton. You know what I mean? We just jumped up to 7 people watching. That's probably where we're actually at. Is somewhere around 7. I have a very quiet. Oh, we're up at 12. Jesus Christ. You guys rule. Thank you. This is a good ass stream tonight. Appreciate y'all. Well into double. I don't even care about the likes anymore. Appreciate you guys. I don't even gotta talk about them. Watching Bears win their Super Bowl. Hey, Matthew, at least you guys finally ended that shit versus the Packers. Trust me. You guys get the right coach. You probably have a pretty good team. Unfortunately, I don't really think you're going to get Ben Johnson, though. However, I think you're interviewing like a long list of potential coaches. Like, you guys are leaving no stone unturned. You guys could, like, you've requested interviews with Joe Brady, Thomas Brown, Pete Carroll, Brian Flores, Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, Mike Kafka, Cliff Kingsbury, Mike McCarthy. The interview got blocked. Todd Monken, Drew Petzing, David Shaw, Arthur Smith. I wouldn't do that. Mike Vrabel, and then Anthony Weaver. You need a draft offensive lineman. Yeah, you guys got to also try to sign offensive linemen too. Whatever you can do to put a good line around the guy, around Caleb. That should be the number one move. Kenny, that's all you got to do. Sometimes your streaks come to an end. Trust me, I know how it feels to lose a long winning streak against a team. We once had, until that fucking game a couple years ago, we had like a 15-game win streak against the Jets. That shit was crazy. I'll never forget our 15-game win streak versus the Jets. So goddamn funny. And it's even funnier that we're in a better position to win a Super Bowl before the Jets now again. So awesome to be the Patriots, man. We literally passed our ops in one season. We didn't even have to do anything. We're objectively one of the worst teams in the league. And the Jets are so much farther from a Super Bowl than we are right now. It's crazy. Like, if we put together a good offseason, we could be contenders in like 27. It's like, Jets are, none of them players even want to be there anymore. I don't know what coach the Bears best. Yeah, he would probably be your best option. But the problem is, I don't know if he's really going to leave the Lions to go coach the Bears. You know what I mean? Like, especially if Detroit doesn't wind up winning the Super Bowl, I would feel very discouraged because I feel like because I also want him in New England. Trust me. Get old man Rodgers out of there. Yeah, you got to go. But I feel like Ben's not going to leave Detroit if they don't win the Super Bowl. And he might stay even if they do. Because, again, he's a young guy. He's still got some shit to figure. Like, I don't know. There's some. I don't. Again, Ben fucked everybody in the last run. It was very funny, but I don't know. Why did we fire Mayo? Directionless coach, seemed incompetent, didn't seem like the right fit. I think it's generally, I think it's a bad idea to fire a coach 1 year into the job, because again, you kind of expect a bad year with a new coach. It's fine, you win 3-4 games, who really gives a fuck? However, if you start better, if you start the year better, if you finish the year worse than when you started, that's a bad sign. Like, the Patriots were much better the very first game of Gerard Mayo than they were the second, third, fourth. Like, every game it got worse somehow, right? That's a terrible sign. It seems like he lost the locker room very, very quickly. Like, players are pretty happy with him being gone generally. Especially like younger guys, they seem to have no fucks to give about that man. They're like, it is what it is. And like, it kind of just felt like it wasn't the right fit. There wasn't a good direction. He seemed to not really have like an identity for the team. He just kind of seemed to be like weirdly winging it. He wasn't very protective of the guys. He'd lay a lot of blame on them. And that's probably an okay thing to do in private. But in public, you know, you're supposed to fall on the sword for the boys. Think back to like Dan Campbell's first year with the Lions. They won like fucking 3 games, 13-1 or whatever they went. Terrible year. However, by the end of the year, though, they had won all those games basically. The team never looked like there was any major issue. They always were playing hard. They were fighting to win games. Even when they were getting their shit pushed in, they were trying. They looked like they were out there trying to come back in blowouts every single game. Again, you could see that there was this identity forming. There was this culture building. There was this thing that was slowly coming to fruition for the Lions that started to finally show itself at the end of the year, right? Like, oh, look at them versus Minnesota. Oh, shit, look at them versus this game. Wow, they won 3 games and tied to end the year. What a good little year for the Lions. They might actually have something here. And then the next year they start off 1-5 or 1-6, then they win 9 in a row or whatever and almost make the playoffs, ending the Packers season, ending Aaron Rodgers' time in Green Bay. And again, you could see like that eventual thing that they've become today was something that was started back then, right? That ability to stay in games, the ability to get blown out and still fight. We've got 8, 9, 10 losses. We don't give a fuck. We're gonna fight still. Like, you know, you never seen a quit in that Lions team, even when they were complete dog shit. And that's eventually why they're like the way they are now, right? Like that mentality, that dog mentality. They don't give a fuck. We don't care that everyone's hurt. We don't care that like we're losing. We don't care that everyone thinks we're good. Like, they've already been through that and they have like this hard mentality because of it. And again, that's something that they've developed for 4 years now in Detroit, and it's becoming really what that team's about. That wasn't there with Gerard Mayo. There's nothing like that. There's just nothing. And again, Gerard's a great guy, smart football mind, great player, one of my favorite all-time Patriots. Honestly, he's helped us. He helped us build a dynasty. It's just, you know what I mean? Gerard there's nothing there where you could look at and be like, that's what we're doing in the future. You know. Like, there's just nothing there. It's just disappointing. And also, Dan Campbell never once has blamed a player. Have you ever heard him like publicly shit on a player that wasn't like being an idiot? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't they don't shit on players in Detroit. They don't blame players. Has anyone ever heard a single Lions coach blame a single player? No, they don't do that. Them guys blame themselves before they'd let a player take a fucking single line of critical thought. Like, if you asked why Kendall Vildor let that up, I bet you Aaron gonna be like, I fucked up. I didn't have him in the right spot. Like, that's on me. I have to put my guys in better. Like, that's the kind of shit you were not hearing from the Patriots. And a lot of people may dismiss that, but again, you chastise the players in private, right? That's private conversation. That's not something you ever say to the media. If they start going after your players, you go, no, you don't. The blame comes to me. I'm the guy who puts them in these positions. I'm the reason that the team lost. Not a single player. Not some horse shit like. That's why they also fired Doug Peterson rightly in fucking Jacksonville. The second you start saying some dumb shit to the media, like the players need to execute better, gone. Get rid of him. I've never heard Bill Belichick say shit like that either, I don't think. I think Bill took all the blame in the world for the last couple of years that he was the Patriots coach. As much as people may not have liked him, like I don't think I ever heard him once blame Mac. Like I think he said we all need to perform better. But like again, the general messaging wasn't blaming players. It was this is my fault. And that's what coaches do. Not when he was our head coach. He took the blame. He fell on the sword. Good coaches fall on the sword. Matt LaFleur, for example, will fall on the sword for his team. He does not blame his players, and that's a good thing. Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan. Good coaches will fall on front of the sword publicly. It's what you're supposed to do. McDermott is very, very good about that also. He'll create weird controversies to distract you from his team. McDermott's kind of a weird guy, but like he genuinely is a pretty solid coach. I just don't know if he's a good enough coach to win the big one. Matthew, the only thing protecting the Packers is so obnoxious. Jalen Hurts, I believe, still hasn't cleared concussion protocol. And there's like a time limit to do this. Somehow that fucking team is going to get so lucky and have to play the fucking backup of the Eagles. Because why not? Why wouldn't they get lucky like that, Matthew? Who in college? Oh, Bill in college? He'll probably be pretty solid. Produce some good NFL players coming into the league, I would imagine. I'm not really sure what his overall goal is, but I'm sure he'll be fine. He's a great coach. He's a really good coach. I'm sure he's going to dominate most of this stuff. Yeah, I know, Matthew. It's the worst. It's literally the worst news if you don't like Green Bay that they probably get the Eagles without their starting quarterback. It's like, oh, no, that's cool. That's what's up. However, it also is pretty nice because as a Lions fan, I'd much rather play the Packers again than the Eagles. Fuck that. They waived Ian Book. Oh, actually, that might actually mean something. That might mean Jalen Hurts is going to be good to go. But again, I don't know if he's passed the protocol, and I don't know if they think he's close to passing it. Love? I think he's fine. I think he shocked his elbow. That QB could have a hell of a game for the Eagles. You never know. Yeah, I mean the Packers secondary is kind of cooked without Alexander, but dude, the Packers are literally like the luckiest team in the league. They have McKee and Kenny Pickett. Oh yeah, I forgot Pickett. Yeah, I think Pickett's been like McKee's been running the team this week. It's just the way the Packers work. They are very, very. Yeah, they're the luckiest team I've ever seen in my life. It is what it is, Kenny. I'm not trying to be mean, Kenny. You are, right? Like you guys, your team has an unbelievable amount of luck. That's part of the game. Patriots are lucky too, usually. I'm surprised we haven't been lucky. Sometimes that's all I think about, right? Back when my team used to be fun. We'll be back again. It's just going to take a while. An unfortunate while. When you lose to the Bears, you are... Yeah. Well, to be fair, Rochester, the Bears put everything they had into that game, and the Packers weren't. They quit trying about 3/4 of the way through when they seen Washington won. They literally stopped playing. Like, it was very obvious. Quay has been really ever... Quay's been great for you guys. Quay Walker. You guys have good talent on your team. It's fucking, it's like weird. I don't know how to describe it. It's like you guys have a very talented young team, but like nothing really comes of it. Like it seems like they're just still young talent, and it's like so weird. It's weird. It's kind of like the Eagles with some of their defensive players that took like 4 years for them to turn into good players, but they're all good now. Like Why did that take so long? Why did your talent take so long to develop here? What happened? Why did it take Nakobe Dean so long to become halfway decent at linebacker? Like, why is this other big lineman that you have? Why was he so bad until this year? Why was what the fuck was going on? Like Jalen Carter came in an immediate dog, but the rest of them were kind of like horseshit until like this year. It's just like, huh, weird. I don't know. I hope Rex Ryan goes to the Jets. Caleb isn't the problem. No, a rookie quarterback is never the problem, unless it's like a really bad quarterback. No, your quarterback is literally very promising. That's the best quarterback your team's had in for maybe ever. He's everything you guys wanted. Trust me. He's literally and more. He pretty much hit every. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great young quarterback. I hope they never get good coaching in Chicago. Fuck. Oh well, the Lions just need to win the goddamn Super Bowl this year, and then I don't care if Chicago has an all-time great quarterback. All right, Lions got one. I'm good. Fuck this. I can never get made fun of again liking this team. Then that would be my 7th Super Bowl as a fan. Oh, that'd be number 7, because I don't count the Patriots' first one because I wasn't a fan then. But I've got my 5 other Patriots Super Bowls, my Brady Bucks Super Bowl. Then I'd have my 7th as the Lions. I'd be tied with Brady for Super Bowls. Pretty cool, huh? You know, I've never gotten a single World Series as a fan. The one thing I want more than anything in the world is to be able to have a fucking Tigers World Series team. Nope. I got 5 Super Bowls that I've enjoyed, though. It's like, come on, just one fucking World Series, please. No, I'm good. Justin Verlander pitched like 8 games last year and was terrible the entire time he pitched. I'm good. He's cooked. I thought he should just retire, to be honest. I love Justin Verlander as a player. He's one of my favorites. Maybe one of my favorite all-time players. However, 42 years old and he can't stay healthy. You never got to enjoy the Super Bowl? I mean, you were pretty young in 2011? Tigers need to sign Bregman. I hope that happens. I'm really hoping we get Bregman and maybe Santander. Caleb gets a good old line and coaches and good OC. They will be amazing. Yeah, I think so. I don't even think you need to have like, just improve what's around him. Build around him now. You got 3 nat. Yeah, I was gonna say you have a natty at least. I have some of the greatest numbers as a fan. I've got a World Series. Or no, I've got my NBA championship with the Pistons. I've got a few hockey championships, NHL Cups or whatever, Stanley Cups with the Red Wings. My Patriots have 5 Super Bowls that I've watched. Plus Brady got a 6th one or 7th one with Tampa that I've enjoyed as my 6th. I just don't have any World Series pennants. Oh yeah, I've had a great run as a sports fan. My shit's been awesome, pretty much my whole life. However, as a fan, the World Series has eclipsed me. I think the current Tigers team at some point will win a World Series though, so I'm not as stressed out about it anymore. They have a very good team. They built it right too. Hyper young core, fill in the gaps, win a World Series. We should be a World Series contender, but like very quietly. I think the Tigers are a good dark horse team to win the World Series this year. I don't really like the term dark horse though. It's one of my least favorite concepts in sports. Oh yeah, it's been a fun ass stream. What time is it? 10:30. Cool. Just about. We'll do another we'll go till about 10:30 tonight. So another like 10 minutes or so. I just have to get up early again. I do teach on Wednesday mornings, and all that. Plus, I'm slowly running out of things to discuss. We're kind of shifting towards baseball and weird championships. Brian Callahan on Titans 3-14 season is embarrassing. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Derek Carr has no interest taking a pay cut. 84 Tigers, 89, 90 Pistons, Red Wings. Red Wings have won a bunch of cups. 97, 98. Didn't they win in like 2003 or some shit and then like 2008? I think they won in 02, 03, and 08, right? So I think they went back to back twice in like a fucking 5-year span. It's like they won in 97, 98, and then they won in 02, 03, and then they won in 08. It was like, damn, dude, that's a lot of championships. Yeah, I've got a ton of Stanley Cup titles too. I got like 4 of them cocksuckers. I literally only watch good hockey. I refuse to watch now. But again, if they're in the playoffs or in the Stanley Cup finals, I'll watch that. And I'll proudly be like, hell yeah, we won the cup again. Look at us. The best team in hockey history. That is American. Yep. About 10 days or about a month to go, and then pitchers and catchers report. Woo. Woohoo. It's almost a good time. It's almost good times. But we still got a football season to get through here. And hopefully the Lions finish out the champions. Why do they have so much shit in Spanish? Yeah, English. Always translate Spanish to English. God damn, that's obnoxious that does that. Do. Felt we regressed. Yeah, exactly. They had to get rid of him. We were a worse team after than we were. The Red Wings had an All-Stars back in the 90s. Yeah, the Red Wings had one of the great teams in league history. Fun stream tonight, though, everybody. I think it was a good time. Appreciate everyone coming and hanging out and everything. No stream tomorrow, just because I have class. Like I'm doing a new schedule. I was gonna say I think that was when they had the Russian 5 when the Wings were like the first team that was really going around and utilizing markets that weren't commonly scouted from. Right, like they went to the Russians, and then after everybody started tapping Russia, they went over to Sweden and started taking like Switzerland and started taking those guys. And that's when they had like their second run there when they won 02, 03, 08. Adding in guys like Zetterberg, Datsuk was Russian, but like they added like just a wild amount of Swedes in there too, and they kind of like had another run. One of the things the Red Wings did very, very well, Mickey with their GM did really well, was scout untraditional markets for talent. And at the time, Russia was still kind of like a weird place to scout from, as was Finland, Sweden, Denmark, those Nordic countries up there. I believe the Red Wings were like a pioneer in scouting players. I believe, right? Am I right about that? Or am I wrong? I've always been told that as part of Red Wings lore. And Bowman, yeah, Scotty Bowman. Yeah. Okay, so I did have that right, that they're kind of just this very unique scouting team. And that's typically how you'll it's very weirdly akin to what the A's were doing with Moneyball, but like far more effective what the Red Wings were doing, because they're like, we're not signing shitty players, we're signing like the best players in their leagues. Like the guys who are winning Olympic medals, we'll just sign them guys. Those guys are fucking good. It'd be like if China suddenly got really good at hockey and the Red Wings popped over to China and came back with a bunch of dudes like Philip Wong, and he was just dominating it. Yeah, no, the NHL is yeah, it's a different league. So I don't think it's set for people to be dynasties and shit like that anymore. At least not now with what appears to be very little money in the game. I don't know. And like teams only have so much they can spend. It's I don't know. It feels like there's a lot of different rules, but either way, I think I'm out of here, folks. It was a fun stream tonight. I appreciate everyone hanging out. It was a good night. We'll be live again Thursday. I don't know what I'm gonna do because it's normally Monday night or Thursday night football, but I want to kind of get my new schedule started up and kind of get it going strong here this year. A lot less days off this year. Anybody got anything else before I get out of here though? Every stream will be at least an hour and a half, 2 hours. Some nights will be a little bit more if I ain't got shit going on the day before. Like if I stream on like a Wednesday or like a Thursday or like a Wednesday night. No, I'm not gonna stream those nights. I'm streaming like a Friday night or something. I'll stream longer, play games. Maybe start stream a little earlier on Thursday. You too, Rochester. It's always nice talking with you. Always nice getting a little back and forth with you. One of the few people that'll still argue with me about things. Appreciate you, man. You have a great night. It's always nice to chat with you. Thanks for coming by and chatting, Kenny. It's always nice to talk with you, too. Oh, shit. Excuse me. Appreciate y'all. Good night, everyone who's listening. All the silent people. Appreciate y'all, too. You guys make the stream look a lot more full than it really is. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody. Have a good rest of the evening, everybody. If you haven't checked out our picks video, make sure you go give that a watch. I think I nailed it. I think I'm going 6-0 this weekend. Is it 6 games? 2, 3, 1? Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate you, Rochester. I know you're pretty good about it. I've had a good year this year. I went 181 and 91. I did pretty good. The extra week and everything like that, I still stayed under 100. I picked that 66.5% this year. I did really good from like the second half on with like one bad week from like week 9 forward. Killed it. I wish I would have started a little better. I could have had over 200 picks, 200 correct this year. Yeah, Kenny, you smoked me. How many did you wind up? What was your record end up, Kenny, for the regular season? I'm sure it was absurd. You must have gotten 200 because I got 181. Again, I finished incredibly strong this year. Like I was just dominating week after week. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I know, Rochester. It's been crazy. Some of you guys have been around for a minute now. It's pretty crazy how long I've been doing this since 2018, 2019. Some people came right around the pandemic, some right after. Yeah, it's awesome. I appreciate you being around for so long. $195 and 77. Damn, you beat me by 14. You smoked me. Damn, dude, you were 5 off a 200 win season. That's pretty crazy, Kenny. Good shit. You may not have done good on fantasy this year, but you killed it on Pick'em. So good work. Good work. I don't know if anyone has. I don't know if I've seen anyone with a better record than you yet. I mean, I'll keep an eye out, but I think you might have had the highest one I know of. 195 and fucking 77 is a crazy run. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for the Tigers, Rochester. We're so close. Yeah, it happens, Kenny. Not much you can do. The Ken Dynasty. At least you had the Ken Dynasty. You had your 3 in 3 years. You 3-peated theoretically, even. What's up, Laura? Oh, man, Laura, you came in at the worst time. I'm about to get out of here, buddy. Yeah, you guys fired your DC. Yeah. I know the fans wanted it. Congrats, Laura. You got what you wanted at least, you know? All right, though, everyone. I gave you guys a little extra time. I'm going to get out of here now. If you want to watch the stream from the beginning, just rewind it. I think it was a decent stream if you're just tuning in. Sorry to everyone who may be just tuning in. I'm going to get out of here. I'm getting sleepy. I need to eat a little bit, and then I got to go to bed because I got to wake up early. But oh, yeah, Kenny. Rebound. Rebuild and rebound. You told your wife to get out when you were at work. Hell yeah. I appreciate that, Rochester. That's a nice thing you did. Always appreciate you, Rochester. We'll have baseball back soon enough here. You work 2 to 9 tomorrow. Your last day tomorrow before school. Oh, nice. I remember you start back up on Monday. My picks are up and they're posted on they're posted and all that, Rochester. Yeah. All right, everyone. I'm out of here. Have a great night. Appreciate y'all. As always, it's go Lions, go Tigers. And of course, it's go Patriots, even though we're kind of in the dumps right now. We'll be back next year. Thank you guys for a fun year again. It was very fun. It's always fun talking football, even though it was a little bit of a down year this year, numbers wise. But you know, this year we'll come back stronger. We're gonna build back up a little bit. All right, everyone, have a good one. As always, peace out. Have a great night.